Shri Bhagavan ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you for coming to our Sunday Bhagavat Sravana. First round of applause. Thank you for Revati for leading us in that very nice bhajan in Kirtan. Today, our speakers are our very own Janki Thai and Bhagavat Sravana. I'll do a quick introduction and then I'll leave it to them. Janki Thai as the second initiated disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami. He joined ISKCON in 1908 from a professional background of consultancy and software development. Insultancy. Easy jokes. Development testing and investment banking industry. He spent 10 years in the Brahmachari ashram, heading up outreach and temple management. Now in the Grihastha Ashram, he previously served as temple president of ISKCON London for 14 years. He currently serves as zonal supervisor for London and South, East, and Euro RGB member. He and his wife currently focus on community development and early care for the UK. As for Bhagavat Bhakti, he is a second initiated disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami, joined ISKCON in 1996. A master's degree in English literature and psychology before pursuing a career in central government. She previously served in a volunteer capacity as the temple administrator, charity secretary, and mentorship coordinator of ISKCON London, as well as TV service, cooking, and communications. Lady of many trades. Amazing. She currently teaches Bhakti Shastri, specializing in interactive courses and innovative outreach, and travels globally with her husband to present seminars, courses on a myriad of bhakti subjects to various audiences, which include the ISKCON Leadership Sangha in Mayapur. So please, a round of applause or people.
As you can hear, that it's a very out-of-date bio. We're currently not serving in the UK, we're just based here. We don't do anything, so we're just here. Okay, nice to see everyone. Thank you very much for taking your valuable time out of a very beautiful sunny Sunday in New York City. And it's not too hot, so it's like a good day for it. And it's Memorial Day weekend, correct?
Yes.
So we could all be doing anything other than being here. So I would like to thank you all for choosing to be here. And making that choice probably wasn't an easy one, but we're very grateful for that. So, because if you weren't here, we would just go home ourselves. Okay, so today we're going to tell lots of jokes and keep you all laughing, to keep you awake. When it's hot outside, it's becomes warm inside. Oh, we turned on the air conditioning now, so we'll keep you awake for a little while, and then the air conditioning will freeze you to death. So we decided to do something a little different this week, but I'm not sure it's going to work with the numbers that we have, and we didn't get a chance to discuss. I did create an alternative plan. We had hoped we'd have about 15 to 20 devotees present, maybe with a recap. What do you think? Should we still do it? Just try it? Okay. So we wanted to try to, instead of having us speak so much, which we can certainly do, I can definitely do for hours, just talk and talk. But we wanted to have all of you discuss with each other and talk, and then present also to each other your thoughts on some different topics. So specifically, we've chosen the Lord Nrsingadev pastime. Anyone knows why we might have chosen Lord Nrsingadev's pastime?
Because it was just his appearance day.
Correct, exactly. So on Wednesday it was Nrsinga Chaturdasi, so this means the appearance day of Lord Nrsingadev, and he appeared like that, ferociously from the pillar. And the pastime, the seventh canto, is focused on the appearance of Lord Nrsingadev, but there are many, many different lessons that can be taken from this pastime. Specifically, our focus is lessons from Prahlad Maharaj. So we're going to focus on some different lessons like that. And what we're going to do is just give a quick overview. Then we're going to request all of you to be actively involved in a discussion. So what often happens at talks, Bhagavat Sravana included, is there's a one-way dialogue, and it's usually going from this side to that side, and then everyone's doing a little bit of this. And then finally we say, we're done, we're going to have arti and take prasadam, and everyone wakes up really brightly, and they're like, yeah, okay, so, like that, yeah. Everyone's like, yeah, prasadam! That's what Lord Nrsingadev is saying right now. So we're going to make it a little interactive. Is everyone okay with that? Anyone feels uncomfortable with an interactive discussion, talking to other people? If you feel uncomfortable, then you don't have to participate. Of course, you might be left on your own somewhere in the corner, but so hopefully it'll be okay. I think everyone here is nice enough that we can do like that. So, as I mentioned, there are probably at least 108 lessons you can learn from this pastime, and just from Prahlad Maharaj, the numerous ones, we narrowed it down to 5 that we thought were very key and important lessons. So,
Okay, so first key lesson, being a devotee in the face of opposition.
everyone understands that? Yeah?
Challenges, whether it's from family, friends, work colleagues, or just society, they're just trying to take to this path. But yes, there's some sort of resistance, as it were, from our circle of influence even. 2, creating association in the midst of bad association. So we'll unpack these, but in one sense, learning to give association as opposed to taking association that may not be so conducive to raising our consciousness.
Yeah, actually, each of these relates to Prahlad Maharaj, because Prahlad Maharaj, do you think he was being a devotee in the face of opposition? Anyone knows the pastime of Prahlad Maharaj? Anyone who doesn't know the pastime? Okay, I see a few heads shaking. Okay. So we'll give you a little cheat sheet also when handing these out. But Prahlad Maharaj was a 5-year-old boy. His father was the king of the Asuras, or the, let's say, non-devotees, the atheist class of people, and he was perpetually tormented. But he was still trying to be a devotee. Creating association in the midst of bad association, Prahlad Maharaj was sent to school, and the school was known as the School of the Demons, because he was born in a demoniac family. So he went to school with all the sons and children of the other demons, and the teachers were also demons, and he was trying to be a devotee. So in that space, he was trying to create association, and this is bad association.
Number 3, choose your teachers wisely. So in terms of the school that Prahlad Maharaj was going to, does anyone know the name of the teachers he had there?
Yes.
So it's just about ensuring that we're hearing or taking shelter from the correct authorities, as it were. And number 4, how to take shelter in crisis situations. So those who are familiar with Prahlad Maharaj pastime, he definitely was in crisis situations more than once. Being thrown off a cliff, being trampled by elephants, poison, what did he do anymore?
Thrown in hot oil?
Then boiled and hot oil,
Yes.
pit of snakes.
Yes.
Thrown off a cliff.
Yeah.
Mystic versus weapons.
Yes.
Yeah. He knows about crisis management. And number 5, bhakti is not a business transaction. So often we may come before Radha Murlidhar or Gaurachandra, or recently Lord Rishingadev's Parents' Day, and we may have quite a few prayers, as it were, in the heart, and then maybe, I don't know, now it's like coming to a week or so later, and you think, when is it going to happen, Krishna? It's not going to come true for me. So just learning that it's actually a selfless love, as it were, selfless relationship.
And this one, we know that after Lord Nrsimhadev appeared, he annihilated Hiranyakashipu, and then Lord Nrsimhadev, he offered prayers to appease Lord Nrsimhadev, and Lord Nrsimhadev was so pleased with Prahlad Maharaj that he said, I want to offer you a benediction. I want to give you something because I'm so happy with you. This is the nature of God. But what did Prahlad Maharaj say? He said, I don't want anything from you. I didn't offer prayers to get something from you. You could turn this one down just a little bit. I didn't offer prayers to you to get something from you. This isn't a business deal for me. I didn't come to give in order to get. And that pleased Lord Nrsimhadev even more. And he said, that pleases me. I still want to give you something, so please ask something. And he said, all I want actually is pure devotional service. I just simply want to be able to serve you and remember you within my heart. And then after that he said that if I am going to ask for anything else, it would be that you please offer salvation to my father who just tried to kill me. So this is the heart of the pure devotee. So bhakti is not a business here. So we're going to break you into groups. And we have a lesson that we give to each of you. And the idea is that you all discuss for about 15 minutes. And in that discussion time, you're going to make some notes. I see a few people have pens. If not, you can do it on your phone. And you're going to try to come up with 3 lessons that you feel are valuable from this pastime or this specific lesson or section that we've taken. 3 lessons you feel are very valuable, and then also 3 practical applications. Because the scripture, the Shastra, or these pastimes, Krishna performed them for his own pleasure and for the pleasure of his devotees, but also so that we could learn from them. Yeah. And so the pastimes are meant to also be practical. They're meant to teach us, oh, what can I do? But some senior devotees have said that the most difficult thing is figuring out how to practically apply things, right? So it takes a little bit, in one place Prabhupada said, that takes a little bit of intelligence. So when we discuss amongst each other, we can think, well, how could we apply this? Because we might not be the pure devotee that Prahlad Maharaj was. But where I'm at, what could I do that is, as our acharyas explained, we should follow in the footsteps. Not try to imitate Prahlad, but how could I act in such a way that is in line with the mood that he has? Does that make a little bit of sense? So like that. And then we're going to ask you just, each group will then just take literally maximum 5 minutes at the end to just share with all of us which pastime or which lesson they were looking at. There are 3 lessons and there are 3 practical takeaways. Does that make a little bit of sense? Okay. So, yes. So that's it. So, Manohar, you're going to participate, I hope?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. We might even have to ask Prabhupada to participate. We might have to get about Murlidhar off the altar, Gaurachandra. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, we got 12. I think if we had 4 groups, so we will only do 4 lessons, 4 groups of 3. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to count you off and then split you up. So Mama Harper, you're 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Yes? Okay, so we'll have the 1 group over here. If whoever was in number 1 can sit over here. And 2s can be right here where Mother Kishori is. And I did 3 groups. I should have done 4, right? Okay, anyway, we got 3, so that's good. So you have 4 in your group. So 1's here, 2's there,
Yeah.
and 3's are back at the back. You can say, yeah. So I know you've come for a nice day out, but we're going to split your family up. You're going to have some conversations now.
More is supposed to come.
No, no, Lizzie.
She was 1. No, there is no 4. So I think she was 1, you were 2, and Dad was 3.
Oh, Michael G, you need to come to number 1. No, he can't.
No, I think I was in 2.
Huh?
I was in 2.
Oh, 2 is over here.
Yeah, I think I was in 1.
In the wrong group, okay. Claudia.
Okay, so here's yours.
Great.
Yeah.
All right.
Dakshi.
All right, so you're standing here, yes?
Yes. So here we are. So 5 key lessons. Start?
Yeah, you can go ahead and start. The paper basically explains the same thing that's up here. So, and we've given you a little verse from the Shastra, from Scripture, around this. If you're really eager, you can open your phone and look up more verses if you want, but this might be enough just to prime the well to get you all chatting, and you'll have about 15 minutes to come up with 3 lessons, 3 applications.
Great.
Maybe 20 minutes.
Thank you. So should we do the go around and read it?
And of course, you can some big, and, you know, just
Yeah, not loud.
Yeah. Thomas, constantly engage in the service of the Lord is going to speak by seeing his bodily features. When he was most powerful, things to see a person is very poor in spiritual understanding. In other words, when God bestowed upon them transcendental views. There's a
Do you want to do the board report? We'll share, we'll go around.
Apparently, Prahlad Maharaj was placed in circumstances in which he was always tortured by his father. In such material conditions, one cannot have an undisturbed mind. But since bhakti is unconditional, Prahlad Maharaj was never disturbed by the characteristics of meditation. On the contrary, the body is of his ecstatic love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All the minds of his friends who had also been born in atheistic families. Instead of being disturbed by the torments of his father, Prahlad influenced these friends and cleansed their minds. A devotee is never contaminated by material conditions, but persons subjected to material conditions can become spiritually advanced and blissful on seeing the divine glory.
Yeah.
Being a devotee in the face of opposition. We all know that being a devotee in the material world is fraught with challenges. But to speak of when they come in the form of family or friends who are good. Prahlad faced this challenge in the most severe way. How did Prahlad deal with this? How do you deal with this? What does Scripture teach us? What is the practical application of Scripture in our lives? Below is a verse for reference, but there may be many more or better verses you may use for reference. Please discuss in your group and be prepared to good lessons and be practical applications.
What if we write down for 1 minute? Just something on the line. Okay. Yeah. We can type it in your phone or write it.
Or maybe just
That's a good hope for us. The present-day society would ask him to become pure and
Starting point is for this specific situations that Prahlad Maharaj was important. First of all, we find ourselves in this express all of place.
one way of hope or a change.
Savior was
Practical application Okay. Practical application. Amongst the society nowadays.
you can join us for a discussion.
How do you do that?
I personally try to, not when I see somebody, try to always see the good in somebody. Try as best I can not to judge.
So the instant minute, second,
Nothing to do with it.
Even when things come, words come towards me, or people being unkind, just,
I'll write down like what you say. How's that? Okay, so yes, so I'll write lessons on one side and practical applications of the lesson we're talking. Okay.
Associating with pure-minded persons.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, but it's a very relevant thing, right? Like, the main question is what do you do about it? I think it's fair to say we all encounter such situations, right, where there is environment where.
In this case, it was like Narada Muni that Prahlad associated with. And that's such a, what else we
Everyone has like a lesson from their machine and then yeah, we handed it out.
oh, okay.
yeah. Yeah.
I've experienced the last few times. It's just, it wasn't such a big deal.
Yeah.
When it first started, it was only so Krishna sent a few more.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So having a strong spiritual practice is actually associated, right, associated with the holy names, right, which is Krishna. So a strong spiritual practice is a practical application of, it's also technically, like, well,
That's true. That's not philosophy, but it's true.
but also with like devotees.
Location.
Yeah.
This location. We were putting an example of we were about here.
You can do it in room if you would.
No one came in wrong.
Because it will be paid, isn't it?
Yes.
Like in our last
Yeah.
couple hours of working, I submitted.
This is probably the smallest class we've ever had. In Memorial, 4th of July, all that. Mother's Day, Father's Day. Oh, people
Just go away,
Christmas.
create all those, everything.
That is the presentation.
Ready for change of heart?
Okay, so there's two examples of, the first lesson. Very nice. Yeah, and one example is like, can you coming to the temple? So that they hear, now, getting to have these conversations and engage in the pastimes. Okay. Yes. What's another lesson? Yes. If you have a lesson with the
I mean, to me, the first lesson is kind of,
is,
I mean, I will only remember Lord when I will see His Christ. Otherwise, life was happily flourishing. So, I think primarily remember Lord all the time because He was
All the time.
oh yeah.
So, when the life is good, life is perfect. Seriously, but sincerely, calling for Lord when you are in serious trouble and you don't know how to deal with it.
That was nice to see,
Like this, I think because he was such serious trouble in all
well, it's actually nice too, because we can see from Bhagavat's example that he was in full remembrance, regardless of if he was being attacked or if he was in an outhired situation.
Yes.
So we can see that that's his example.
Yeah, that's perfect. So like that's the big lesson. So when life is difficult, to be in full remembrance, well, really to be in
I
full
walked out
remembrance
the last
always.
part. This reminds me of the seminar.
Whether
They
life
gave
is
me,
difficult.
but what was the one thing you told us? That they can,
On this?
oh, this is it.
Because when you are in serious trouble, most likely you are
Oh, so you know, tapestry going. Oh, nice. That's smart. Taking a little bit of time and getting so go ahead.
Yeah.
but when the life is good, if you are in such a then maybe you build some muscles.
Yeah.
It's a very deep topic.
I want to hear what
The
everybody
principle
says.
is like we need to be a full shelter around
Crisis
Having
bad association.
That would be one thing for practical
Devotees church.
application is
For anybody.
self-reflection
We have like things like vegetarian.
what
The whole
qualities are
is
developed. For example, it says Palamara is constantly engaged in the service of the rules of his feet because of his association with perfect love. So we can see
That's really
self-reflection. What
fascinating.
effect is my level of association having?
We're doing it now. We're doing it now. But it's still not good enough.
Association with perfect.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you in some places, if you say you're vegetarian. The last week, everyone is not a business deal. Because a lot of people
Because
Oh, by seeing.
And I'm not interested in that business deal.
that's one of the big lessons for me is that one of the best ways to help other people is to help ourselves.
Yeah, like just to be in your own, like focus on your own sadhana and like your own like feeling, because you can't try to get other people feeling it if you're not.
Yeah, there's that too, and it's like a triple thing. So it's like first we take care of ourselves,
Yeah.
and that will inspire others. And then it seems like in the next line, his quality of practice is so great that naturally he has compassion and wants to share it with others.
Yeah.
And so they're inspired to see that he
Okay,
can
so you've got about 5 more minutes now.
And then when we approach him, he's like, here,
5 more minutes.
because we don't see that in jail. If we have a billion dollars, we're like, you have so much money, but you might not want to share. In spiritual life, we have so much wealth, and we want to share.
Yeah, and the more you share, the more it increases. When it's like, so it's, I guess the thing here, it's almost like an overflow of like something that just keeps flowing and is like infinitely resourceful.
And that's why it says, in other words, bestowed upon him.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he was able to, like, basically at the demon school inspire so many people to become devotees and start saying Krishna's name. Like, at demon school, they all transformed into devotees. Like, that's pretty wild because it was so convincing and so much. So then, I guess then, well, it would be a lesson that we could add. So I have one point here, an accept. It's also, I think there's an acceptance in free from the other person. That's just a note I wrote for myself. Because I think it's something I need to remember. But sometimes, like, I think there's this ability to be convincing or like inspired. And when you're inspired, you're also inspiring. This was like some instruction that teacher and stuff gave us, like, you have to recognize the other person also has a feeling, you know, like, so you're not trying too hard, or like, yeah, and seeing their suffering in material contamination, or just like the inspiration. I third thing I wrote in this section is like, when you see that they're actually an eternal servant of Krishna, it's like that's actually that they've forgotten. So like you don't even have to do anything, or maybe don't say anything, just sit and like appreciate that and see what emerges from that vision, that darshan, I don't know, of the soul of like who they are in relationship with Krishna, karma is in their heart. Right now, and they're also
She got way, she's getting, I see her, she came up
that's
with
very
her
something.
first time she came up.
Trying to find joy.
And I explained that.
So what would be the lesson from that? What would be another lesson?
Periodic check and regular check. On your program.
Because of association.
That really concentrates on the quality of their life, relationship.
No matter what's going on in the outside, it's all turning about how we
A nice internal connection and detachment from the source.
Maybe a roaming mic, so maybe say anything great, but it'll just give you 5 minutes
Okay.
to say these are the 3 lessons.
Yeah, my first
I mean, one lesson for them
Yeah.
is that, you know, like, there are no kids because they were demons and all the negative so it's just circumstance they were in earlier with the right associations and it become a great devotee. So it must be somewhere in that.
Right. Yeah, that's Jiva for Lokoi, Krishna, Nitya Dasa.
Because there was something.
Exactly, that's like, oh, you're doing it, I'm like,
So if someone is here, it could be
the more that in the corner,
So it's just, it's remembering who they are in relationship with Krishna. It must have known. And then I think in a way was before, but no, actually this is the same.
Okay,
So-
Hare Krishna everyone. So, we're now going to, we're not, no matter, if you got 3, that's great. If you didn't get all, 3 for each, whatever you managed to come up with. The main point of this, like, has anyone ever heard the saying that the point of the journey is not to arrive? Anyone ever heard that saying? So it means the point of the journey is the journey. It's not actually the end result. It's that actually we broke up, we had some discussion, hopefully some who weren't familiar with the pastime have learned a little bit more about the pastime, even if it's just one small section. And you also got to meet and connect with other people that you might not have done. Because usually at these things, we all sit in a row, like in a classroom, no one talks to each other, and then we just go take prasad and go home. So at least there's and one thing that I saw that happened this week for sure that has never happened at a Bhagavat Sravana that I've attended is everybody stayed awake.
Yeah.
So I would say that's a great accomplishment. Even Manohar Prabhu, who is snoozing every
I missed that.
So we're gonna start with group 1, and they're gonna share. You're gonna share what your topic was, and then your realism.
Thank you so much.
And you have 5 minutes, and it's a Swiss 5 minutes, okay?
Okay. Hare Krishna. All right, we wrote some lessons and practical applications for each lesson. Okay, so the first lesson.
What was your topic was this one, right?
Oh, yes. Our topic is being a devotee in the face of opposition. So when, think of Prahlad, who was being thrown in all these very difficult circumstances, but yet he remembered Krishna. And so remembrance is the quality that Prahlad embodies of all, like Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. Smaranam is to remember, and he embodies the remembrance. So I don't know if this mic is not working, but I'll try to be really loud so everyone can hear me.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So the first thing, hello.
Just go ahead.
That one works. Okay.
Haribo.
All right. So,
Haribo. You have good voice.
okay. So when we associate, Claudia was sharing. Claudia came from Texas. Yay, Claudia! Yeah, and her friend, Melissa.
Okay,
Welcome.
your 5 minutes is almost
So
up.
they came, the lesson is associate with pure-minded, spiritually strong personalities, as Prahlad did. Thank you so much. And the practical application is come to the temple, just like Claudia and, thank you, oh my God. All right, so come to the temple and have strong spiritual association, which includes a strong spiritual practice. Okay, so that was number 1. Okay, number 2, to be in full remembrance always, whether life is difficult or not. And this was something that Dakshi shared. So in shelter of Krishna 24/7 and Shravanam and Kirtanam help us to achieve Smaranam. And now number 3, will you please recite the verse?
The verse. Krishna Nityadas.
Yes. So this means that we see that everyone's transcendental position is in relationship with Krishna. And so the practical application is just to see that, to have the vision, to be able to see that every person is in relationship with Krishna, whether it's the demon in the demon school or who's forgotten their relationship with Krishna. They've just forgotten who they really are. So is that 5 minutes?
Yeah, that was definitely good.
Thank you.
Give a round of applause. So, Shravanam was number 1, and the practical application was come to the temple. Number 2 was
Smaranam.
Smaranam is number 1. Yes, Smaranam, not Shravanam. Okay, and then it was come to the temple. And then Shravanam and Kirtanam helps you to have Smaranam, so good spiritual practice. And then number 3 was the last one you did.
It was really the
Yeah, remember, everyone is actually a spirit soul, so the practical application of your hearing and chanting and remembering is to see everyone as a spirit soul. Wonderful, thank you.
Thank
Okay, so we have group 2 here. You're the spokesperson?
Yeah, I guess.
And what is your name?
Shubham.
Shubham. Okay, Shubham. It seems like you've been also voluntold.
Hari Om everyone, good morning. So basically, speaking on behalf of the group, we had a very stimulating discussion here. So our topic was creating association in the midst of a bad association, in which Prahlad basically was in the association of a lot of demons in his class, and where he was studying, and then he had to basically teach them about what his thought process is, etc. So for us, like, the key takeaways from the scripture is, first is to be compassionate like Prahlad Maharaj, and when you are sharing your point of view with other people, like, one of the important things is not be condescending. So it's not about what you believe is the ground truth, like you obviously have firm belief what you're doing in your journey is the right thing, but share that in a manner which is not coming as condescending. You're not laughing at other people. So when you have, like in the words that we got, if someone is smiling at others, it's a more smile of knowing very strongly that what you believe in is the right path that the scriptures have showed us, and then trying to share that point of view with to other people in the hope that it actually improves their lives and it rubs upon them in a manner which is positive for them overall. And then, like, another takeaway for us is really that while you're on that path, whatever you believe in, you have to be very self-aware in knowing that what you believe in is the right path, and then periodically checking on them, because finally everyone wants peace of mind, happy relationships, and happy life. So if that is not happening, everything else is useless. So constantly being self-aware around how to get to that higher level of consciousness, and having periodic check-ins, regular check-ins with yourself around your quality of life, the sleep that you're getting, the relationships that you have. Is it like, are you feeling bliss in that thing or not? So constantly just having that dialogue with yourself. And then the last one, why don't you speak with the last one?
I think it's just the application of the same point of self-awareness, and he said very beautifully that, along with periodic checks on, this is on principles that we are following, which we know about, but we keep checking, are we really following those principles for ourselves, or are we just telling others, about it? And how are we following it? And he said beautifully, following, like association with apart from association with Sangha and other like-minded seekers, is the association with our higher self, which is that constant, checking in, which, so you build that sort of awareness, in a very deep-rooted way. And of course, how do we do that is, of course, coming to the temple, coming to Bhagavat Sravana, and just increasing our Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Vishnu Smaranam, and of course there are several others, but primarily these.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm Melissa. I'm all the way from Dallas, Texas. And so happy to be. It's so nice to be here. And I got voted to speak. So please bear with me. We were going to be, we spoke about bhakti not being a business transaction. And how do we maintain pure bhakti in these sort of situations? And because Prahlad was offered a benediction directly from the Lord, and he did not, he refused it. And so how did Prahlad deal with it? And he was so selfless, and even in the midst of wanting to, death wished upon him, he, in the midst of all of that, was still looking out for the others and still wanting love for and benediction even for his own father. And so even being selfless for we were speaking about being selfless in all situations within ourselves, and how do we deal not kind of keeping the ego out of it, keeping our ego out of it, and so we spoke on that, and then and what does the scripture teach us, and then how do we apply this scripture in our lives, and so it was we were spoken about being selfless, trying to be selfless, looking at the good within everyone, and knowing that everybody there's part and parcel of Krishna. Even when you get into a situation, maybe it's not so pleasant, and just remembering that, they're part and parcel of Krishna, and, maybe refrain from speaking words or actions that could be harmful. So what were the 3 lessons on this topic? What were being selfless, and
Selfless.
Good association,
Good association.
and
Confidence.
Having the
What
confidence.
is it, God? When he
Yes,
was
yes.
punished in different ways, he had such confidence that he was never afraid of that.
He was not afraid of what the outcome, regardless of what the perceived outcome was going to be. As he was being pushed off, he wasn't pushed off the cliff. He wasn't thinking, oh my Lord, I'm gonna, hit the ground and die. He was thinking, oh, I'm gonna, land into the loving arms of Mother Earth. So that's,
We can call it perception also.
yes,
He had a different perception all the time when he was
Yes.
punished.
yes.
Practical application.
Practical applications.
You were
I'm poor at English.
Sounds pretty good to me.
my dear friend told about taking distance from people in the society that could be harmful to us, to our spiritual well-being. Point about practical application where
Seeing the good.
seeing the good in others.
Seeing the good in
and
others.
avoid to the utmost possibility judgmental behaviors. And my point about dealing with people like Hiranyakashipu in the modern society was that if we cannot do something for them to be changed, at least we can pray the Lord that they are changed. That's really this is in our hand.
So if we can't do something to change them, then we can pray to Krishna to change them.
One more point that is very necessary, that when you deal, very relevant point you made, that when you deal with the bad people, in fact you are 3 against 1. That is yourself, God within yourself, and the God within himself. That's a very good point.
Thank you. Haribol. Okay, so this was everyone found that nice, interesting? Okay.
Yes.
You got to meet some other people, it was very good, nice little program. And some nice reflections. I think speaking to others and not being condescending stood out to me. I really like that 3 against 1 thing. And yeah, there are so many lessons from the scripture, and actually a lot of times we don't get the opportunity to sit with the lesson ourselves and really reflect, or to actually interact and talk with others. But this is really why Srila Prabhupada created the society, to give us the opportunity to associate with other devotees and hear also there. Isn't it nice when you hear someone say something and you're like, oh my God, I never thought of that, that's so cool, oh I didn't know that, or oh yes, or someone hears you and you get the opportunity to share. By the way, I want to thank those who actually spoke. I don't know if you're aware, but the public speaking is the thing that most people are afraid of. Number 1, over death. Most people would rather die than speak in public. So the fact that some of you just grabbed the mic, of course some people like others too, she'll give a whole lecture to a room of 50,000 people, but like that. So yeah, it's really nice when we're able to do this. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Mashchita Magatakana Bodhiyata Paraspram, Katatayam Tismam, Ramanti Chasu. Yes, Mashchita Magatakana Bodhiyata Paraspram, Katayantis Chamam Nitya, Dushanti Cha, Ramanti Cha. Thank you. So like this, the devotees, they become very happy when they come together and they actually sit and discuss topics, enlightening one another. And it brings Ramanticha, it brings Rama, bliss, pleasure. So like this, when we come together and do these activities. So this was on my website. Yeah, actually, I'm just doing something.
I just wanted to add, Mother Urgula, so maybe some of you know, she gave a class at Bhaktivedanta last year, and she was talking about the point of taking shelter. And she was asking, how do you take shelter of Krishna? You have problems or concerns, how do you take shelter? And people generally saying, I come and pray, or I do this or do that. She said, no. She said, how we take shelter, one of the ways is to actually, like we were doing, to read, but beyond reading, like this, where we pull it apart with other devotees or ourselves, because she said in times of trouble, this is how you take shelter. If you have a situation where it's like we face opposition for whatever reason, or we have people that maybe are creating some crisis situation for us, or any of these lessons, for example, then we take shelter by remembering, in Bhagavatam, like this, Prahlad did like this, or she was giving the example of Draupadi and how she was dealing with crisis situation. So the point was, that's how you take shelter of Krishna and of the scriptures, by actually reading them, but putting them apart where we know them well enough to lean on them when we need to take shelter, if that makes sense. Otherwise, she was saying, if someone just says, if you're in trouble and someone says, you should chant Hare Krishna, or you should really take shelter, generally we go away, or we don't just, oh Krishna, yes, I'm going through trouble, and just fall at Krishna. But in a practical way, when we actually can get into the scripture and understand it, and actually take shelter of different personalities, in this case Prahlad Maharaj or Draupadi or any Dhruva Maharaj or any ones that we can think of, and what they did, then that's taking shelter of Krishna. She was saying it's in a practical way, and it brings relief to us, because then the process doesn't become, when I'm in trouble, it's not practical for me, the process. But when I'm not in trouble, it's really nice. I hang out, we have fun, we have Krishna. But when I'm in trouble, it doesn't work. Then I go and speak to my friend at work or some self-help guru, because they get it. But actually, it's all there. It's just we haven't unlocked it or know how. So that was just one lesson to take away.
And of course, what better in the time of need than to have friends?
Yes.
And we need to have devotee friends that we can trust and as Rupa Goswami explains, we need to be able to Vidati Pati Grinati Guyam Akyati Prichiti. Guyam Akyati Prichiti means we need to be able to open our hearts and open our minds to other devotees, to like-minded devotees, to confidential devotees, those who can hear us and we can share our thoughts and they can give reflections and insights and we can feel like, yeah, this is good, yeah, I feel safe. This is the international society that I joined, so this is the space. So I think that's it. We're now going to have Darshan Arti and Kirtan, and that will go on for maybe half an hour. I don't want to do your service for you or
Please. Okay, it's all yours.
So thank you all very much for being here and being in attendance and tolerating us. And we hope to see you again next time. And you're welcome to come all the way from Dallas. We had people from Dallas, we had people coming from India, our brahmachari is from France, so all over the world, people, and from, our wife is from London, so there you go. Hare Krishna. Bhagavat Sravana.
Jai. Jai Jai Bhagavat Ki.
Jai. Alright, Krishna everybody, so yes, as you are already very nice to doing, we're going to move everything aside, so we're going to have our Darshan Arti. We have one more Hari Bol for our speakers today, Jai Jai and Bhakti Mataji. Hari Bol! Please come back every week, we have Bhagavat Sravana every week here at the same time. Next Sunday, however, June 2nd, Radha Bhakti will be speaking, Radha Bhakti will be speaking on Lord Nrsimha for Bhagavat Sravana. And our second announcement is Radha Muridhar Festival all day on June 22nd and 23rd with His Holiness Radhanath Swami.
Wait, what? When?
So on June 22nd and 23rd, there's the all-day festival for Radha Muridhar with His Holiness Radhanath Swami.
I thought you were about to history
And then, yeah, thank you all for coming. We'll do our arti and then we can take prasadam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai. DBT founder Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Ram Sigaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhana ki jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Mayapur Navadip Dham ki jai. Ganga Mai ki jai. Yamuna Mai ki jai. Tulsi Devi ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Muralidhar ki jai. Gaur Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Sankirtan Yagya ki jai. Priyamadanga Transcendental Book Distribution ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi. Oh, glorious to the assembled devotees. Oh, glorious to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the lotus feet of Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Radha
Thank you everybody for coming. It's our program. We also have Prasadam in the back. Thank you, Krishna, for reminding me. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm saying.
Two people. 100 minutes. I bet. She didn't stop.